Now here we use the talk about the binomial theorem. So before talk about the binomial theorem, it's important that what we know about the binomial expansion. So what is the binomial expansion? Do you know? Okay, so for the binomial expansion, first, what is binomial? Can you tell me what is the binomial? If I say that this is ax square, this is a binomial, or we say that x plus y plus z, this is a binomial. No, these are not the binomial. X square, if we talk about the x square, this is not the binomial. If we say that x plus y plus z is binomial, no, this is also not the binomial. So what's the binomial? Binomial is that a polynomial of the sum or difference of only two terms. So that is the binomial. Let's take an example for this. If we say that x plus y square, or we say that x square plus y cube. So these are the binomial? Yes, these are the binomials because these have each example has the two terms. So the binomial which has the two terms only, so that is called the binomial. Clear? What's the binomial? Now let's suppose we have to solve this x 103 whole square. So if you solve this by simply the multiplication of 103 multiplied by 103, so after multiplication you will get 10609, right? You can do it, but in another way, how can we solve this? So you can also solve this by, if you put is 103, you can write it in like that 100 plus 3, that's whole square. You can write this? Yes, because the value of this and this has the same values. So we can write 103 by 100 plus 3. So here to solve this, what we do? We use the formula of a plus b whole square, right? Do you know what's the formula of a plus b whole square? Yes, what's this formula? This is a square plus 2ab plus b square, right? So after using this formula, we can easily solve the value of this. So here for this formula, we put here our 100 in place of a and 3 in place of b. So after putting these values, we can calculate this a103 whole square, right? So when you put here the values of a and b, so you will get the multiplication of these, means 103 whole square, right? So when I think this way is easy compared to this simply multiplication. Or in another way you can say that if suppose we want to solve now here 103 whole cube. So how to solve this 103 whole cube? So here what you do, you will use the formula here a plus b whole cube. Do you know what's the formula of a plus b whole cube? Yes, what's the formula is a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. So this is the formula of a plus b whole cube, and you can write this 103 by 100 plus 3, this whole cube. So now put here 100 in place of a and 3 in place of b, and you can solve this, and after solving you will get the answer of this. So 3, this is a's here are 100 and multiply 3 square plus b is 3, so 3 cube. So after solving you will get the answer 1092727. So I think so this is the simple way or easy way. If you do the multiplication, for solving this you do the multiplication 3 times of 103, like 103 multiply 103. I think this way is better to solve this this term, to calculate the value in place of this simply multiplication, right? But by these formula you can easily solve the values of these terms. But suppose you want to solve the 103 whole 7. So now how to solve this? If you have suppose this power 7, so how to solve this? You have any formula to calculate this? No, you have no such formula to calculate the power of 7, like a plus b whole square or a plus b whole cube. So like that you have not such formula to calculate the power of 7. So what you do for this? You do the 7 times of multiplication is this, like you use to binomial theorem here to solve these type of expressions, right? So like suppose we have we need to calculate x plus y raised to the power 7, or suppose we need to calculate x plus y raised to the power 9. So or you can say that x minus y raised to the power 10. So these type of expressions you can solve easily by the binomial theorem. So now here, from here we introduce the binomial theorem. So now our question is, what's the binomial theorem? So binomial theorem, we use the Pascal's triangle. Earlier we studied about the Pascal's triangles, permutation and combinations. So now we use the how we introduce the binomial theorem by these two things, Pascal's triangles and the permutation and the combination. So let's see here how we use in our binomial theorem these two terms. So first we recall about all these Pascal's triangles and the permutation and combinations. So do you remember what was the Pascal's triangle? Yes, this type of triangle is called the Pascal's triangle. What is that? Here we have in these Pascal's triangles, the numbers of the Pascal triangles is the sum of previous two numbers. So this is the Pascal's triangle, like that 6. So 6 is the 5 plus 1. So this is the previous two terms addition is your the next number. So this is the Pascal's triangle. Now what's the here you know that the Pascal's triangles numbers are gives us what? The Pascal's triangles numbers are gives us the binomial coefficients, right? So here next is the permutation and combination. We studied about the permutation and combination. So here in this binomial theorem we need only the combinations. In our binomial theorem we use only the combinations. So you know what's the combination, how to solve the combination, and what's the formula to calculate the combination? Yes, that is NCR, and NCR is equal to n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. So what is NCR? Where NCR is n items taken r at a time, right? Where order doesn't matter. Right, clear? So now suppose I want to tell you that one question, what's the value of 2C0? So what's the value of 2C0? So you can easily calculate the value of 2C0, that is 2 factorial upon, put here the value of 2C0, n is equal to 2 and r equal to 0. So here you will get 2 factorial upon 0 factorial, that is multiply 2 minus 0 factorial. So you will get What's this value? 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial, that is 1, right? So like you can calculate 2c1. So what's the value of 2c1? So now 2c1 is 2 factorial upon 1 factorial and 2 minus 1 factorial. So that will give you 2. Now what's the value of 2c2? What's the value of 2c2? So calculate this. What will be the value of 2c2? That is 2 factorial upon 2 factorial and 2 minus 2 factorial, and you know that what's the value of 0 factorial? That is 1. So when you solve this, you will get the 1. So here we will get the values of 1, 2 and 1. Clear? Now suppose here we use the Pascal's triangle. So you see that what will we get? We get the values of 2c0 is 1, 2c1 is what was that? 2, and 2c2 that was is 1. So what we see in the Pascal's triangle, we see that these values of 2c0, 2c1 and 2c2, 1 to 1, these are the values of R2, row 2 in the Pascal's triangle, 1 to 1, right? And next one is, if suppose you calculate the I told you that you calculate here the value of 3c0. So what will be the value of 3c0? So you calculate here by the NCR the value of 3c0, that is 3 factorial upon 0 factorial, and here 3 minus 0 factorial. So what you will get? You will get 1. So like that, you know the formula of NCR, so you can calculate each values of this. So what will be the value of 3c1? So using this formula you can calculate and you will get the 3. So you have to do this, right? Now what is the value of 3c2? When you calculate 3c2, so then you will get again 3. And when you calculate 3c3, so what's the value of 3c3? It will be 1. So now what you see here? You see that the values of 3c0, 1, 3, 3, 1. What you see? You see that these values of 1, 3, 3, 1 are the values of the Pascal's triangle's third row, 1, 3, 3, 1. Clear? So what you conclude this, after seeing this, what you conclude? That what will be the relation of the combination and the Pascal's triangle? So what will be the relation between the Pascal's triangles and the combination? So here the n, if we say that n are the rows, right, row number. What are the n? Here in the Pascal triangles, n are the row numbers, and we can say that r is the 0 to nr, right? N is the 0 to n. So we say that the values of the Pascal's triangles gives the combinations values, right? If we say that n is row numbers and r is 0 to n, and you can see here, if we see that here in the values of in this 3c0 means, if we here our what is n is our 3 here, and what is r is our 0 to 3. N is 3 here, right? This one is our n, right? And what is r is our 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So r is 0 to 3. So this will give the values of r 1, 3, 3, 1, that is the values of the Pascal's triangles of the third row. So what's the relation is that the rows numbers are the by the combinations we get the values of the Pascal's triangles row. Clear? Okay, so if I ask you that what will be the terms here in the sixth row, what will be the values of in the sixth row about this? So what will be is that in the sixth row? So here in the sixth row, it means that we need to calculate what is our n. N is our 6, and what is our r? R is 0 to 6, because our n is 6. So that is 0 to 6. So when we put n equal to 6 and r equal to 0 to 6 in our the combinations, so we can get the values of sixth row of the Pascal's triangle. So let's see here. You calculate 6C0, 6C1, 6C2, because r is our 0 to 6. So these are our the r's. So 6C3, 6C3, 6C4, 6C5, and at last 6C6. So what's the value of these? So 6C0, when you calculate this by this formula NCR, so you will get 1. 6C1, when you calculate, then it will be 6, and 6C2, it will gives the value is 15. 6C3, when you calculate it, then you will get 20, and 6C4, it will give 15. 6C5, when you calculate it, it will give 6, and 6C6 is 1. So now here you can see that these values of n equal to 6, 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6 and 1. What are these? These are actually the sixth row elements. 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6 and 1. Right? So what you conclude that? So we can calculate the values of the Pascal's triangle by using the combinations. Right? Now, the terms in the 8th row of the Pascal's triangle. Here we have to 7th row Pascal's triangle, and you need to want to calculate the terms in the 8th row. So what you do? Will you you make the table? Will you make the 8th row of this type in this, or you use the binomial this combination NCR? So because when you calculate by the combination the values, you can easily find the values of the 8th row by the combinations, right? Compared to these, if you add the 8th row here, right? So this will be easy to find, to calculate the values, the next row's values of the Pascal's triangle. Clear? Okay. So here, suppose next one is, if you have suppose you want to find the expansion of a plus b raised to the power n. You have this type of expansion where n is the positive integer. So what you have, how can you find the expansion of a plus b raised to the power n? So you can easily find the coefficients of a plus b raised to the power n by the NCR, right? You can easily find the coefficients of a plus b raised to the power n by the coefficients by the combinations by NCR, right? So now what's about the other terms? Other terms means in which we have the a and b, means AB. So what's about the other terms? So what are the other terms? So you can see here, suppose we have this a plus b whole square. Suppose we have this, we write this a square. What is a plus b whole square? 2ab plus b square. So right? And suppose we write that a plus b whole cube. So what is a plus b whole cube? This is a cube plus 3a plus 3ab square plus b cube, right? So what if we have these two types of expansions? So what you see here, these the coefficients of these 1 2 1, we can calculate this by the combinations, right? And here the coefficients are 1 3 3 a 1, and these we can easily calculate by this NCR, by the combinations. So now what's our other terms? Other terms means what are the values, and how can we calculate in the our expansion a plus b? What are the terms of a? These terms a cube, like a square b, a b square, and b3 means the what's how can we calculate the powers of a and b here, right? So you can see here, if we talk about if we say that if we take a plus b whole cube, so a plus b whole cube is a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. So now you see here, what's the term, what's if we see the powers of a here? So what's the power of a here? In the first term the power of a is 3, right? The powers of a is 3. And in the second term, what's the power of a? Power of a is 2, right? So and what's the power of a here? Here this is the power of 1. And here what's the power of a here? Here the power of a is a0, it means 0, that is, and what's the value of a to the power 0? That is 1. So here we have the 1. And if you see about the b, so what's the b? What's the power of b in the first term? First term we have not the value of b. It means that here is b raised to the power 0. That is b0. What's the value of b raised to the power 0? That is 1. And what was the power of second term in b? That is 1. And b in the third term is power is 2. And in the fourth term the power is 3. So what you see here, what you can see here, that what's how is the powers are a and b are decreases or increases. So you can see that here the power of a, first 3 2 1 0, the power of a is a, we can see that the power of a is decreases. So we write that power of a, here we have these are the decreases, power of a is decreases, right? Now the power of b, what's about the power of b? B is the increases here, 0 1 2 3. So we say that the power of b is, power of b increases. So you have to remember this. In this expansion we have the power of a is decreases and the power of b are increases. So now if you have to write the expansion of a plus b raised to the power n, so what will be the expansion of this? So how can you write the expansion of a plus b raised to the power n? First you need the coefficients, binomial coefficients. So we can calculate easily the binomial coefficients by the combinations. So first one is NC0, next one is NC1 plus NC2, and so on, and the last term is NCN, right? So these are the coefficients of the binomial expansion. Now what will be the how can we write the terms a and b? So we know that a is a decreases, a is decreases, it means that what will be the first term of a? That is a raised to the power n. And what will be the second term? Because in decreases, so first term is n, so second one is n minus 1. And what will be the next term? That is a n minus 2, and so on, right? What will be the last term? Last term is, because decreases, so a raised to the power 0, and what is the a raised to the power 0? So that is 1. Clear? It's right. Now what are the b term? So b are the increases. So what will be the first term of b? That is 1, means b raised to the power 0. So here we have the 1. Now what will be the second term of b? That is b raised to the power 1. Next one is b raised to the power 2, right? So like that, what will be the last term of b? That is b raised to the power n. Clear? So like that, we can write the expansion of a plus b raised to the power n. So by this expansion, binomial expansion, we can write any power formula, any power expansion in the this formula. So this is the general formula. This is the general formula to calculate the any power of the any binomial. We can calculate any power of the binomial by this expansion, and this is the binomial theorem. It's clear how can we expand and what was the binomial theorem. So today's lecture is completed now. Thank you.